That's 2 out of 50.
Yeah.
Got a lot of battery life there. How much film you got?
Okay. So in 1998, we're going. You've been playing for around about 8 years at that point. You made your senior debut for Canada at the World Championships, where you'd go on to beat Australia for the bronze medal. Now, Canada and Australia would go on to have a legendary rivalry that would span the next 14 years up until 2012. Looking back, did you have an inkling that the rivalry would go on to be as legendary as what it was?
This is good stuff, man. This is your life. Well, I was too young to know anything. Have that kind of foresight, like, oh yeah, these are going to be our main rivals. Although I would say that it felt like during that whole span that it was both Australia and the USA that kept getting in each other's way. But yeah, we had sort of a special rivalry with Australia. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, when I was a teenager, like, Troy was the guy, you know, and Troy won, in Australia, won a gold medal in '96, and he, you know, in spectacular fashion. Incredible. Like, he just had, like, a performance for the ages, and did it in the U.S., you know, against the U.S. in Great Britain in the final. And that's when I was coming of age, and, like, so he was the guy. And it was very obvious that he was setting a new bar, particularly for, like, an amputee, 4'5", like me. Just like, this is what is possible now. And I'd seen a lot of great players, don't get me wrong, he wasn't the first, but he was just doing things in terms of handling the ball and playing inside, outside, and so I definitely had a sense of, like, this is the bar and this is the guy that I'm chasing. And yeah, I guess over time that developed from, like, I won't call it a rivalry, but you know, seeing Troy as that challenge to, like, realizing that it was just not just him, but so they've had lots of great players. I think, you know, when Sean Norris came along, he's just such a incredible player at a really, like, critical kind of position and classification, and I think him being as special as he was and is still, I think that's kind of what it sunk in, like, oh yeah, these guys have something, like, really special, you know, and not just those two guys, but so yeah, it sort of dawned on me that, like, yeah, these guys, you know, they play similar to us too. They had, like, two bigs, a mid-pointer, and two littles mostly, and so it was, which was different than playing the U.S. It's sort of different classification. Usually they played with one big and more tweeners, and it was a little bit of different styles, you know, apples versus oranges. Whereas us in the Aussies, it was two bulls kind of head to head, you know.
Two even, like, similar matchups that were even.
Yeah, you know, like, without reducing the importance of any other, you know, individuals on either team, you know, it's like Pat and Joey, and they got, you know, Troy and Justin, or Troy and Brad, or Justin and Brad. They have Sean, we have Bear, you know, they got class ones, Dylan, or some of the other guys. We got Jamie and Stouty, you know, so yeah, there was a real sort of head-to-head matchup, easy to break down, which made it compelling in a way.
Yeah, and obviously you had fierce battles on the court. Can you talk about any off-court stories? Like, were you friends off the court, or was it still that competitive?
No, I cannot. Next question.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's funny, like, the Aussies, they're on the court they play with a real edge, right, like a rugby edge. We played kind of with, like, a hockey edge, so I think, like, on the court it was hard to get along. It's an understatement maybe, but off the court I think we kind of understood each other in a way. Also, I played a couple seasons in the Aussie League, and Joey played a couple seasons with Wollongong, and so, you know, the two of us anyway got to know some of the players a little bit more personally and off the court, and so yeah, there's always that sort of scene that maybe people who follow the sport aren't aware of, like how much we sort of interact, and kind of any sport you see it through the lens of, like, competition and what's on TV and whatever, and you don't see, like, them in the locker room afterwards, like Federer and Nadal, like, chatting about their kids or whatever, you know, like, and that stuff happens a lot with us, and there's a lot of guys that from the Aussies here, like just good guys off the court, you know,
Yeah.
like Brad's kind of a legend. I forget where it was, but like one of the worlds wound up like at some hotel with everyone drinking away their sorrows or joys or whatever, and he just was on the mic, just working the room. It was like live karaoke or something. I sort of vaguely remember. It was like 2002, I think. And he was just like emceeing the whole night or something. I'm like, oh, this guy's special.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a big, fun personality, you know. But on the court, like, if his player fell over and you were like 2 inches too close, he would, I can't use the language, but, you know, there was a real, like, circle the wagons kind of mentality to them on the court.
Intensity, sort of.
Yeah, like, don't talk to us, don't, you know, and if you say a word, you know, you're going to hear about it. And, but he, you know, for instance, couldn't be more different off the court. Yeah. I think we have any other